association between them? Because every car we say belongs to someone.
You see, really, if you see in the olden days, you see a normal person couldn't afford a car. So normally all the Maharajas and they only got these cars. And that time also, like how a business person now, I mean, uses the car for 2-3 years and sells them off. So in the same way, all the Maharajas used to do the same way. They used to buy the cars.
From amongst your collection of cars, which is your favorite?
Well, really, you see, my favorite is my Mercedes 300 SL. But as a car lover, you see, I like all my cars. It's not that this is my specific. Of course, that is the best which I've got. But it's not that, sometime I may even take a drive in a 47 Oldsmobile. It's not that I like only a 300, so I'll go only in that for a drive. So it's not, I mean, I'll go in any car, whichever I feel like going.
Can you tell us something about this particular Cadillac?
Well, this is a 41 Cadillac, and that was during the war time.
Can you tell us something about this Cadillac?
In 1940, really the shape took a great change in their looks. In 1940, they removed the footboards. Then the headlights came into the front mudguards instead. Normally, the cars earlier used to have it on the mudguards. And the engine of the Cadillac used to be used in the tanks for the World War II, so they were very reliable. And I mean, then it went into the luxury category, so everyone started, I mean, they wanted more comfort. So, and there was 3 times more chromium than the 1940 Cadillac in the 41.
You said it is a rare car.
Rare, well, in India it's quite a rare car, because I don't think there's another car like this in India. And abroad also it's quite a collectible automobile. Thank you.
Cut.
Vintage cars, works of art कहलाते हैं, ऐसा क्यों?
ये वर्क्स ऑफ आर्ट इसीलिए कहते हैं क्योंकि आप एक ही गाड़ी जो देखेंगे एक ही साल की बनाई हुई, वो एक ही सर की नहीं लगती, वो अलग अलग हैं। ये सब जो गाड़ियाँ थी वो कस्टम बिल्ट थी, इसीलिए उसको वर्क ऑफ आर्ट कहते हैं।
Sorry, once again we'll do.
विंटेज कार्स जो आपका सवाल है, दे आर कॉल्ड वर्क ऑफ आर्ट, इसीलिए क्योंकि एक ही पीरियड, एक ही साल की जो दो गाड़ियां हैं, आप देखेंगे वो सब कस्टम बिल्ट है, उनकी डिज़ाइंस डिफरेंट हैं, वो सब अलग अलग उनकी स्टाइल से बनाई गई हुई है। जैसे कि क्राइसलर एयरफ्लो जो 1935 की थी और जो 1934 जो आप दोनों देखी, वो टाइम के वो पीरियड के लिए एरोडायनामिक स्टाइल और उसकी सब, इट वाज लाइक अ मॉडर्न स्टाइल, इसीलिए वो टाइम में वो फेल हो गई वो गाड़ी। उसके बाद में आप जो दो ब्यूक्स देखेंगे या दूसरी कोई गाड़ियाँ, वो सब अलग अलग स्टाइल में बनाई गई थी, इसीलिए उनको वर्क्स ऑफ आर्ट में है। वो अभी के जैसे नहीं कि असेंबली ऑनलाइन कार्स।
एक कलेक्टर के लिए अपनी गाड़ी का क्या महत्व है?
उसके लिए इट इज़ हिज हार्ट, he will leave everything for a vintage car. Any vintage car owner who is there, who is an enthusiast, will do anything for his car. He will leave aside his wife, his kids and everything. Once you get involved into this, it's very difficult to come out. It's a very interesting hobby.
Okay, go for it. Rolling.
अच्छा,
ये 1932 मॉडल की बी मॉडल फोर्ड है। ये गाड़ी एक ज़माने में, ऐसी गाड़ी गांधी जी ने एक टाइम वो जो वापरी थी, ये गाड़ी गांधी फिल्म में भी और बेन किंग्सली ने वापरी थी। ये बी मॉडल फोर्ड है और ये जो हमने गांधी फिल्म में, ये गाड़ी 1932 की बी मॉडल फोर्ड है। ये सर रिचर्ड एटनबरो ने गांधी फिल्म के लिए लाई थी और इसमें बेन किंग्सली जो गांधी बने थे वो इसके अंदर थे। एक ज़माने में गांधी जी भी ऐसी गाड़ी में ट्रैवल करते थे। ये गाड़ी गांधी फिल्म में डांडी मार्च में मैंने चलाई थी और जब गांधी जी अंदर बैठे थे।
episode about how Attenborough offered you another car.
इसके बाद में जब ये इस गांधी फिल्म की शूटिंग ओवर हो गई तो मैंने उनको रिक्वेस्ट किया कि ये गाड़ी आप मुझे दें, तो फिर उन्होंने बोला था कि सब शूटिंग के बाद हम जब इंडिया से निकलेंगे तो ये आपको गाड़ी दे के जाएंगे। वैसे मैंने सर रिचर्ड एटनबरो के पास ये गाड़ी खरीदी।
Rolling. Action. Close it also.
Cut. You asked him to close. such a strong attachment to cars that have become old?
I think these old cars have a character and an individuality of their own. That is the principal reason. And these traits are lacking in modern cars. The old cars, the more expensive ones especially, were all made to order, and the specifications of the owner, they were like you designing your own dress through a tailor. The owner specified the requirements, the styling features, the mechanical features, and the cars were executed to their specifications. So they were very special in many ways, and they were extremely elegant and beautiful. I think this is why people like old cars, because they are very individual.
Can you tell us something about the exhibition that was held of vintage cars? What was the purpose of the exhibition, and what was the criteria for selecting cars?
For the last 2-3 years, we have not been able to hold any vintage car rally because of the disturbances and the earthquake, etc., that have taken place. And we were receiving many requests to hold events and to display cars to the public. So we were also looking for an opportunity when this could be done, and this coincided with the 75 years of Castrol, and they requested us to hold this exhibition. And an exhibition is a much better event than a rally, because it affords a much greater opportunity of viewing these cars at leisure to thousands of people who would like to see these cars. Otherwise, they have to fleetingly look at a car which is passing, or when they are parked for judging purposes before a rally, and this doesn't satisfy them completely. So it is in order to give the people of Bombay, and many people have come from abroad and many other parts of the country to see these cars, that we held this exhibition. And the other reason was that we wanted to collect money for the earthquake relief fund as well. You probably know that the entire gate collection money is going to be donated to the earthquake relief fund. So these were the reasons why this exhibition was held.
What are the criteria for selecting cars?
We have tried to present a wide range, the widest possible range, age wise, body styling wise, mechanics wise, in order to show what all different cars were made from what period to what period, what were the body stylings, the cheaper cars, the common man's cars, the expensive cars, the cars that were custom made, the cars that were made regardless of considerations of cost, etc. The very great cars, and also the cars which have really changed the lifestyle of people all over the world by making them affordable, by making them a part and parcel of their lives, like the Ford T, like the Morrises, like the Austins, like the Chevrolets, etc., which have become like a fountain pen or a refrigerator. They have become great items of utility abroad, particularly in America and Europe and England. And we wanted to show how well they have stayed alive even after 50, 60, 70 years of having been first manufactured. You've seen that we have displayed cars which were made in the early 10s and the 20s, and they are all in excellent condition.
Any of the car styling features that you'd like to comment on among the great cars?
Yes, these cars, especially the cars that were made between 1920 and 1940, that was really the greatest era for automobile industry in the world. This was the time when people indulged in this passion to buy great cars. There were 8-cylinder cars, 12-cylinder cars, 16-cylinder cars, cars which were so large, but their compartments were made small. They were extremely expensively designed, with very great amount of refinement in them, and the owners specified what kind of upholstery they wanted, what kind of ambience they wanted in the car, what they wanted inside and outside to look like. And there were cars that were upholstered with mink skins and studded with precious stones and semi-precious stones, and with tiger skins, and with very, very expensive brocades, etc. Cars which were gold plated. You've seen that one car which is gold plated on display, a Phantom 3 Rolls Royce, a car that was 12 cylinders and had a dual set of everything. So it was something like a 2-engined plane, and it could drive on, it could go on for miles and miles and maybe hundreds of miles on just one bank of cylinders. So these were the type of cars that were made, with rich tapestries, with rich embroideries inside, and they were extremely refined. They were the characteristic and the hallmark of these cars was their very high degree of refinement, which is impossible to achieve in spite of all the technological advances that have been made today over the decades. This refinement standards cannot be achieved today. It is impossible. You do not have the craftsmen, you do not have the people who can execute this sort of jobs anymore.
Why is it that a car collector finds it so difficult to part with a car in its condition?
I suppose like any old possession, and especially if you have lovingly collected the same, and you have lived with it for a very long period, then the possession grows on you. It sort of becomes part of your life. It's something like your limb, and it's very difficult to part with it, and you bestow upon it the same love and affection that you bestow upon a very loved child or a very loved member of the family. And I think it is reciprocal, and the cars have a great personality of their own, and they almost communicate with you. These great cars do communicate with you, like great works of art do with the person. I think this is the real reason why people collect these cars, and they hold on to this in spite of so many handicaps of not being able to find the mechanics to repair the cars, the spare parts, the tires, the space to park these old cars, and because maintenance of these cars requires a little amount of time, little amount of effort and all that, and in spite of all these disadvantages, people hold on to these cars because of, I think, their great attachment and love for them. Right?
Sit slightly to your left, please.
To my
Left, slightly to your left.
that's
Yeah,
like
that's-
this
That's it.
or like this.
Yeah.
You want me to face you, isn't it?
That's all. Yeah, rolling.
The Guinness Book of Records mentions you as being the leading collector of vintage cars in the world. So what would you like happening to the cars that you possess? What is the future for them that you have in mind?
I would